Hello and welcome to Our Time. Belly dancing is a real thing and it's very popular with people, both, interestingly enough, male and female, to watch or to learn and to use as another form of exercise. But there's much more to it than you may imagine, like where did it all come from and what about the drumming accompaniment and, well, what you really do with your belly. Let's all find out more together as we meet a belly dancer, a drummer, and also Gulten Bulca.
Hello. Hi, it's lovely to be here.
It's lovely to have you here. Now, you are technically Australian because you're born here.
Correct.
But your parents all came from?
So my father was from Turkey, or now known as Turkey, and my mother...
Yes, that's interesting. And your mother came from?
My mother is from Cyprus and she's Turkish also.
Right. It's interesting how suddenly it's Turkey, but Germany isn't Deutschland.
Yes.
It became a thing. Why did it become a thing? Do you know?
Oh, I think it's mainly the current political party that wanted to change it because of the negative connotations being associated with a bird and whatnot.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just Turkey to me. I was there last year.
Yes. And what did you do? Where did you go?
Oh, well, I went to where I'd been before, which is not all that adventurous. Oh, no, it was adventurous because I went to Istanbul and then I went to the Asian side of Istanbul.
Beautiful.
And up the Bosphorus and all of those things that you do.
Did you eat a lot?
Probably too much, yes, because I love all the sweets.
That's often the case with everyone.
Yes. And, I hate to admit this, but Turkish delight is a delight. And I didn't really realise how many different types of Turkish delight.
So many different types.
There really are. And when you go to the Grand Bazaar there, it's just everywhere, including these wonderful lamps.
Yes.
Was this made here?
No, so this was made overseas by one of our artisans. So as you know, I teach workshops in Turkish mosaic lamp making here in Adelaide,
Yes.
in addition to teaching belly dance.
Yes.
And so I thought I would gift this to you, having
It's
been to Turkey.
beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, let's get back to talking about, first of all, the culture itself, Turkish culture.
Yes.
Why is that so important to you?
Well, it's the culture of both my parents, and we grew up being immersed in it. We grew up eating Turkish food, listening to Turkish music.
Turkish delight.
Turkish delight, baklava,
Baklava.
watching Turkish films, doing Turkish dancing. So we pretty much grew up with the culture.
And was that your first language, Turkish?
No, it was English.
Okay.
I'm fluent in Turkish, but I speak Turkish with an Australian accent.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess everybody does when you have two languages. There's got to be a bit of a slip between the two.
And there's a lot of code switching involved as well.
But being born in Australia, and even with Turkish parents, didn't necessarily mean that you would fall in love with the Turkish culture.
That's correct. They ensured that we were exposed to it quite a lot, and it's just something I've always had with me. So
It's part of family, I suppose, isn't it?
yes, and I associate many positive things with my cultural background.
Now, something that I only just discovered whilst talking to you was that you were in this studio probably 10 to 12 years ago, and you were belly dancing over there.
Yes, with two of my fellow dancers. I'm loving the new set. It looks fantastic.
Good, isn't it? Yes, from our 600th show. Designed
Well done.
by our director.
Fabulous.
Who's upstairs punching the shots right now. She did a great job. I like it very
Indeed.
much. Okay, so getting to the belly dancing, because we're going to see some belly dancing and
Absolutely.
hear some drumming in the next segment. But I always thought belly dancing was sort of things that happened in nightclubs and, for a whole lot of fat men stuffing their face with chicken that we see in the movies. Is that the real picture of belly dancing?
No. So what we know in the Western world as belly dancing is actually our cultural dancing. It's the way we dance at our celebrations. It incorporates a lot of our folk dancing as well. The term belly dancing comes from the French word danse du ventre, dance of the belly.
Right.
And
I could do that. I've got a nice belly now.
well, you're welcome to come to my classes,
thank you very
Malcolm.
much.
And actually, I sponsored a male belly dancer to Adelaide last year for a sold-out show, and we're hoping to bring him back fringe time.
Right.
So yes, both men and women do it.
Well, I've never thought of it as a male thing, and you're right. It's the Hollywood treatment of all that that's given us a bit of a warped understanding.
Yes, so it has dictated the Western perception of Middle Eastern dance, especially with those movies that were filmed at the turn of the last century.
Right, yes. It's when you say that, I think, what, 1890? No, you mean 1900?
Yes.
Yes, exactly. Where did you learn to belly dance?
So I grew up doing it, and around the age of 4 or 5, I came across a VHS cassette at home, and it contained clips of lots of different belly dancers from Turkey, Lebanon and Egypt. And I was just fascinated watching them. I was mesmerised by not only their movements but also the music, and I've been interested ever since. I did formally study in my 20s as well, and then I went on to teach.
Yes. Well, speaking of male belly dancers, again, which I actually knew nothing about, I've seen the whirling dervishes, but I've never really seen a man doing this. And we happen to have a short clip of a gentleman doing it. Let's have a look at this right now.
Sure.
You can see it is very much a cultural thing, really, when you look at that. But it's the jingly jangly things around the waist. How important is that to the dance?
It's not necessarily very important. If you're performing the dance on a stage, then it is. However, traditionally we wouldn't really dress up as we do for the stage when performing this dance.
Because that's for a stage presentation.
That's right.
Normally you just do it like at a private party at home.
Yeah, and maybe you just grab a scarf and tie it around the hips just to accentuate the movements, but all the sparkles and jingly janglies, they're more for the stage.
Oh, well, you could do that around the house just the same.
Oh, absolutely. Be fabulous all the time.
Be fabulous all the time. But obviously it's a very good form of exercise, because a lot of women particularly, I know, are going and doing belly dance classes.
Yes, so it's low impact and anyone of any age can do it. It's also very good for coordination and for socialising. So, yeah.
I know you also teach drumming as well.
We do. So at my studio, we have monthly drumming classes in Middle Eastern drumming. We call it the darbuka or darbake, tabla, and we have a wonderful teacher who conducts those classes, and he's one of Adelaide's best Middle Eastern drummers. Right.
And again, this is a cultural thing, so it's obviously something that's been happening for thousands of years.
Yes.
This style of both dance and drumming.
Absolutely. So we have lots of different percussive instruments from the Middle East, and also the what we call belly dancing. It has been around for a long time, and it's been influenced by lots of different civilizations and cultures that have come into the Middle East.
Well, see, I guess we sort of think belly dancing, Turkey, it's around that area, but in fact it's more than that, isn't it? It's really right across that whole area, going into...
So it's synonymous with Egypt, Lebanon and Turkey. However, it's performed and taught all over the world now.
Well, I've been lucky in my life to work in a lot of different places, and I've worked in Saudi Arabia, and of course everybody goes dune bashing in Saudi Arabia, and you go out in the desert and the let the tyres down and they zoom around amongst the sandhills, and inevitably they all end up with a barbecue meal and usually a girl
belly
dancing.
Mm-hmm.
And so in my brain, I'm not seeing it for what it really is. I'm seeing it as a performance, but I'm not seeing it as a healthy activity just to keep fit with and have fun.
Yes, we do. There are also a lot of foreigners who do belly dancing now. So there are many Ukrainian and Russian dancers, for example, who are working in the Middle East and performing at nightclubs and for events. So they've also changed the dance a little over time.
Well, it's still an entertainment, obviously.
Yes.
And they would be looking for work anyway, people from those areas. But it's still very much in that part of the world.
Yes.
All right, now we're going to come back with a real belly dancer and a real drummer. So stick with us and we'll be back in a tick. Welcome back to Ad Time, a cast of thousands now, as we present to you this lovely lady whose name is Rosaria, and you're going to dance for us in a moment, and Harry.
Hello.
And you've brought your washing machine.
I've got my washing machine, my Bulca.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, and welcome back.
Well, thank you.
The mother of bringing everybody. Just tell us why you started and how you started belly dancing.
Oh, that's such a bit of a tricky question. So I guess I used to play sports when I was younger. I kept rolling my ankle, breaking my arm.
A clumsy sport.
Yes, yes. And one day I thought I need to do something which is not going to injure me as much, I guess, or not going to injure me. And it literally just popped into my head. I can't say that I saw a dancer or, I don't know. It just popped into my head.
And you don't have a Middle Eastern background?
I don't, no, I don't have a Middle Eastern background.
See, that's interesting. What does attract people? You often wonder, well, was there a life before this and did I do this before? What took me to this?
Yeah, I do remember seeing a dancer at a wedding that I went to. It was an Italian wedding, so I had a lot of weddings when I was younger. And there was a...
That could be taken many different ways. How many husbands turned up?
Attended a lot of weddings. And there was a belly dancer, and for some reason that popped into my head and I just thought, let me try belly dancing.
So how long have you been doing it?
It's been about more than 20 years.
And what benefit is that been to you, just to keep your body active? And
Yeah, I mean, it's very good fitness. It can be as high impact or as low impact as you want it to be. But
Well, how much is actually choreographed and how much is sort of, you're just feeling once you know the rules, so to speak?
Yeah. I mean, for a performance, it is personal choice, and a lot of dancers don't choreograph, especially in Egypt. The Egyptian dancers don't choreograph.
But Gulten, there's obviously a whole series of moves that you're teaching people so they can combine those moves.
Yes. You have a bank of moves, definitely, that you draw from. When I'm at home, I put the music on. That's my meditation, I call it.
And dance around the house?
Yes.
Do you have the jingly things around your waist?
Sometimes.
Now, I know that you have a day job, and we were just talking about spending the morning in the fridge.
That's
Did you
right.
take that in with you?
Oh, I wish I could.
So, what got you into this?
Oh, I've just always had a passion for music, and
Or making noise?
And
Were
making
you one of those
noise.
boys around the house that banged on everything you could find?
Absolutely, from Coke bottles to whatever was around
really?
the house. And just as I grew older and met lots of other musical people, the music just grew, and just kept enjoying it.
Well, there's always that old saying, along with drummers and bass players, are you a real musician?
Well, we keep the beat. We are
Well, of
we're
course
the
you
heart,
do.
the heartbeat
Of
of the
course
music.
you are.
So.
But this is obviously a little portable one, but you obviously have other bigger drums? Or is this the main instrument?
This is the main instrument that I play. Yeah, there are other sorts of drums and that, but the darbuka is the main instrument that
Because it's a metal base, isn't it? And the skin is what?
plastic. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is a modern take on probably an old-fashioned instrument.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Do you know much about that?
The old-fashioned, they use the fish skin and
Oh, of course.
yeah, a bit different. But yeah, I'm pretty modern. I'm a modern type of player, and yeah, I play with the dancers and yeah.
And is there a lot of scope for that for you?
Yeah.
I mean, how often do you play, in other words?
Oh, it's growing, so there's always a function that's on, and I'm fortunate enough to perform with Rosaria and Gulten as well. So yeah, there's always something to look forward to.
How many people are involved with it? I know you have a group, but how many people would come along to classes each week?
To the drumming classes?
Well, to both. Let's start with drumming.
With the drumming classes, we have
that's only
about-
once a month?
That's once a month.
Yep.
So every Monday, the first Monday of each month.
And then go home and practice.
Absolutely. We try and play like Harry. Harry sends us some videos so that we can do some homework. I would say we have about 10, 15 people who come along to the drumming classes.
And the age groups are?
It varies, yep, old to young.
I think our youngest drummer is 8 years old.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, see, that is brilliant because it's handing over, you know, as we all need to do at some point.
Yes, he's a future star.
So for, say, a mum out there who's thinking I need something in my life that's more than cooking, cleaning, picking up kids and trying to do a bit of other work on the side for a few dollars, what would you say to them?
Come to belly dancing.
And drumming classes.
And drumming.
No, but because it's had a great health benefit to you?
Yeah, absolutely. As I said before, the dancing and the music is my meditation.
Yeah.
That's how I completely let go and relax. And also it's low impact, so you know it's soft movement. It's very easy on the body.
Well, this isn't soft movements, and I see you've got a Band-Aid on your thumb. Was that from the fridge or from this?
From a different drummer, a large drum. So yeah.
Well, that's what I meant about. So you're playing other drums as well as.
I do. I play the Davor or Dauli. It's got various names, but yeah, this is my main drum. But yeah, they're always, because it's a very physical instrument. There's always something that can't go right all the time. So yeah.
Well, anything that's physical, you sometimes, and it's a shame because we can see what it's done to your knees. Now, you're going to do some dancing for us in a moment, which we're all looking forward to. So why don't you just shuffle over there, make yourself at home.
Of course, thank you.
And I'll shuffle over close to you while she's getting ready. Because when you were here before, and that was a long time ago, I think there were 3 girls maybe?
Yes, 3 in total.
And we didn't have very long to sort of talk about anything. It was just, you know, belly dancing. And then here's some people belly dancing.
Yes.
But right now, here are some people genuinely belly dancing and genuinely playing. So it's over to you. Rosanna, Harry, come and join us. Why aren't you panting? Oh, you've just broken out just a little gentle sweat.
As I said, that's my meditation.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much for that. It was lovely to see that, but we haven't finished yet. We'll be back in a bit. And we're back with Gulten here, Harry and Rosaria, who you've just seen belly dancing. How is your belly now?
Perfect.
It's funny that it's called belly dancing though, really, because it's more than dancing with your belly.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's everything.
Yeah.
It's a
Whole
complete...
body.
Your entire body.
So we talked before, you said that the dancing was like therapy for you. What does it mean for you, Harry?
I think just music in general is just embedded into my DNA, and I love the fact that it just brings people together, regardless of any differences. Music just brings people together.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, even while we were doing that, or you were doing that, I was noticing the boys behind the cameras here slightly grooving along to it all, and our director upstairs was grooving along to it all. So you're right, all music is infectious, but the drum beat, for some reason, it must be something within our soul or something, because like drums are in every culture, aren't they? It's sort of the basis of everything.
Absolutely, and with the Eastern music, there's a lot of feeling, a lot of emotion, a lot of soul and passion that comes out of the music, and that's what brings the people alive, and that's what I love. Yeah.
I was just thinking, really the voice is the first musical instrument, but percussion instruments must be the second. Because like from earliest man, I think there must have been banging the bones on something. What does it mean to you?
Like Harry said, it's embedded in his DNA. It's part of my identity. So I associate positive things with music and dancing. And for me, it's kind of therapy as well, as Rosaria said.
Well, you're starting a festival?
So we recently had the first ever Adelaide Middle Eastern Dance Festival, where we showcased authentic Middle Eastern dance, including belly dance, and also music. So we hope this will become an annual event.
Yes, and that's a good thing about Adelaide, because we've got so many annual events. There's always something going on.
Yes.
But it's the people behind it, who start something off with great ideas, and it grows and grows and grows.
Yes, and we have such a passion for Middle Eastern dance and music, so we were able to get together and pull off the very first festival with,
Well, there's no food attached to that.
No,
right now,
not this time, but hopefully next year.
Because you run a cafe, is it a Turkish cafe?
Yes, so it's on McGill Road, and it's more of a dessert lounge, and we serve fantastic Turkish desserts, teas, coffees.
Well, I might just have to have a Turkish dessert.
You might just have
We'll
to,
go
Malcolm.
back to Turkey and have a Turkish dessert. No, but it's just been lovely to meet you all and to see just another part of a culture that's part of now an Australian fabric.
It's lovely to see you again,
Isn't it?
Malcolm. Yep.
All right, so you're going to be performing somewhere or just performing at home?
I love dancing at home, just on my own. We do a lot of community events.
I'd love to be the candid camera, back home as she goes through the dusting or whatever.
Oh, just follow her Instagram.
My son sometimes joins in, my 5-year-old son.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah, he loves
How
it.
fantastic.
Yeah.
You talked about your daughter before. Is she interested in picking up mum's passion?
Not really. She's more of a swimmer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll keep trying though.
Yeah, we often do perform at Ausasia Festival
okay.
on behalf of the Turkish Association of South Australia, and the Multicultural Festival that takes place in Victoria Square.
And again, this is such a lovely part of our Australian sort of mixture of cultures. We're so lucky in this country. We often forget how generous the different people that have come into the country are with their culture sharing. But also more so now with First Nation people, because we're finding out more about the First Nation culture as well.
Yep.
So really we're not bombarded is too strong a word, but we're definitely seeing more of the rest of the world being part of this fabric,
Absolutely.
including the First Nation. as well. Well, best of luck with the exercise, best of luck with the drumming
Thank you
and
very much.
teaching, and good luck with more students and with everything that you're involved in, because it's lots.
Thank you, Malcolm.
It's almost time for us to say goodbye. So thanks.
Thank
you.
you.
Goodbye. Keep yourself nice till next time we meet.